Hello everyone, welcome back to our channel. This is the second part of our 5-part series covering basics of technical analysis. In the first part, we discussed about candlestick components and how to identify the strength of demand and supply on a candle in isolation. In this part, we are going to add one more parameter, that is support and resistance. So let's get started. Often, you will see price rotating within a range. It will increase and decrease again. And this will keep on happening for some period of time. However, this increase or decrease is often not random and we can identify a pattern to this. For example, let's say price increases and decreases and now it starts increasing again. Then this price will come in close vicinity of the price which was already established previously. In the same manner, when price decreases again, there is a high possibility that this price or this level will come in close vicinity of the low price which was already established earlier. It's important to note, however, that this is not exact price level and it's a zone which we have to identify. Now, let us look at the terms. So when price increases from a particular zone, that zone is known as support zone. In the same manner, when price decreases from a particular zone, that zone is known as resistance zone. So let us look how this looks on a chart. I have plotted a simple candlestick chart here. And now let us identify the support and resistance zones. Here you can see that prices are rotating within a range. Again, to understand nomenclature, the price zone from where prices are increasing is known as support zone, and a zone from where prices are falling is known as resistance zone. You can see here that how price reacts when price reaches that particular zone or level. Now let's add demand and supply dynamics to this. Support is a price zone from where demand interest or buying interest comes in. It prevents prices from falling further. Therefore, we can name a support zone as demand zone. Likewise, a resistance zone is a price zone where supply is stronger than demand. That is, it prevents price from increasing further. Therefore, we can name resistance zone as supply zone. I have marked one more support and resistance zone here. What I want to emphasize is the identification of support and resistance zones is easy and it will come with ease. Till now, we have discussed about static support and resistance. Now, let us look at dynamic support and resistance. In case you see price trending upwards, you can draw support and resistance zones in this manner. You can draw diagonal trend lines connecting the pivot points, which can act as support and resistance zones. If you extend these trend lines into the future, it can help you anticipate where price might react to the next resistance or next support zone. That is where the next support or next resistance may appear. It's important to note that this is about probability and we cannot be certain whether price is going to react at a particular zone or no. Now let us see how to identify these main important points and how to draw the diagonal support and resistance on a chart. Again, I have plotted a simple candlestick. And now let's connect the important points. You can see that this is a diagonal or trending support and resistance. Now, if I want to anticipate where the next support might appear, what I can do is I can extend this line into the future and you can see here that prices have reacted at that particular zone. Let's discuss about breakouts and breakdowns. Let's say if price breaches or breaks above the resistance zone, then that resistance zone may now act as the new support zone. This is also known as role reversal play. Now let's understand why this may happen. That is, why the previous resistance zone may now act as a new support zone. As we know that resistance zone is a supply zone, that is where selling pressure or supply pressure is greater than demand pressure or buying pressure. So now if price is breaching that particular zone or breaking out of that particular zone, it means that demand pressure or buying pressure was so strong that the resistance or the supply pressure which was present was nullified by the demand pressure during breakout. So now, if price rotates back again to that previous resistance zone, demand pressure being higher now, this particular zone may now act as the new support zone. Now let us look at this example on a chart. Let us mark out support and resistance level. You can see that price here has breached and broken out of the erstwhile resistance zone. Now, if I extend this resistance zone into the future, you may now see that when price comes back to this particular zone, that is the previous resistance zone, it is taking support and increasing again. This happens due to the points which we discussed in the earlier slide. Now let's discuss about breakdown of support zone. In the previous example or in the previous slide, we discussed what happens when the resistance zone is broken. Now when support zone is broken, the erstwhile or the previous support zone may now act as the new resistance zone. The logic is same in this scenario too. Support zone being demand zone, if price breaches or breaks down below it, it means that selling pressure or supply was so strong that the demand which was holding the price from falling further was nullified and price went down further. Therefore, when now price reaches that particular zone again, this new zone may now act as the new resistance zone. Let's see an example of this on a chart. Again, I've plotted a simple candlestick here. Let us draw support zone. You can see here that prices have increased again, but it has taken supply or resistance at the previous support zone. So now this particular previous support zone may now act as the new resistance zone. Till now, we have discussed about candlesticks and we have added one more parameter, that is support and resistance. So now let's say you have two stocks of ABC Limited and XYZ Limited. In both these stocks, you see a demand candle, that is hammer candle. Now given a choice, which stock will you prefer to buy? Kindly let me know in the comment section below. If this video added value, kindly support the channel with a like and kindly subscribe to our channel. Thank you for watching.